So before we start, how about we just do a quick check-in? Three adjectives to describe how you are feeling today.
Today I feel accomplished.
Accomplished,
Yeah, I feel productive
productive,
and I feel excited.
excited. Okay, those are all positive. Accomplished, excited, and productive.
Productive, yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
I got everything that I needed to get done. I had a limit, or not a limit. I had I guess a goal for the amount of work I wanted to get done this week. And I was able to see the future and execute it. And now the future came true because I can see the future. You're laughing. I really mean that.
Say more on how you can foresee the future.
So I figured out how I can see my future, and as long as I execute the future I see, my future will always come true. You want to see how?
Yeah.
All right. So this is it's a whole like ceremony slash exercise, right? So put your hand palm facing upwards. So hands palm facing upwards means retrieval of information, right? So I'm going
Okay.
to put mine downward. So to see your own future, close your eyes. Now, imagine a goal, no matter how big or how small the goal is, imagine the goal right in
Mhm.
front. Imagine the goal as bright, open field. Bright could be any color you want. It could be black, it could be white, whatever color you want. But just imagine a bright, open field, right? And that's your goal. Now, imagine a rectangular path, a bright rectangular path that's going the direction towards your goal.
Mm-hmm.
On this path, I want you to see all the things and all the steps that you have to take to get to your goal. See the steps, everything. You see it all?
Yep.
Now, you see your goal as this field further down. You see the path of all the steps as this bright lane, this bright rectangular lane, right in the middle, going towards the goal. Now, on the outskirts of this path, I want you to imagine something dark. The darkness could be any color you want, also. And within this darkness, you see all the distractions, everything that's going to lead you off the path and away from your goals. Do you see them on both sides of the path?
Yes, sir.
And now, as long as you stay on your path and reach your goal, you will have seen the future.
I think that you're a very visual person, and that speaks a lot to your creativity,
Mm-hmm.
the way that you move around the world, and also the things that you create.
Yeah. Do you know why I'm a visual person?
Why are you a visual person?
Because I close my eyes a lot.
You close your eyes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Say more.
When you close your eyes, you can imagine anything you want. You can visualize anything you want. You're not limited by what you actually see in front of you. So that's how you actually visualize the things that you want and your future. So that's how I'm an actual visual person. When you close your eyes, you can see so much more because you can imagine anything that you want.
Yes, you can create whatever reality that you desire.
Exactly. And now that you've seen that reality, when you've closed your eyes, when you open your eyes and you're within this limited space, you can now create within the limited space instead of having a limited thinking by having your eyes open.
Gotcha. And when did you start closing your eyes and visualizing your goals?
when when my imagination was more fun than reality.
Imagination was more fun than reality. Could you
Yeah.
recall that exact moment?
Um, I cannot recall the exact moment. I do know it's been a thing for a while. It's probably been a thing since before I started meditating. And I remember last session we talked about
Mm-hmm.
how I just let my thoughts come to
Mm-hmm.
me, whatever thoughts that it is just been a built up thing. And the older I got, the more mature I got, and the more advanced my imagination got, I was able to then realize that um, I can create within my mind, and then growing and having an understanding of manifestation and speaking things out loud. I just realized that I can see, when I broke past my limitations of my own personal limitations of what I can do and realized I can do more, I started to visualize more. I started to visualize my future and what I wanted. And I just noticed that if I stick to what I want and stay on the path, then I will always get whatever I envisioned. And that's how you see the future.
Agreed. Now, can we go back to you saying that you started closing your eyes and visualizing and to some degree daydreaming when
Yeah.
when your imagination was more fun than your reality, right? And that has helped you become more creative because you would be in your mind with your eyes closed and just creating what your goals are going to look like, what a better world looks like.
Yeah.
Now, if we go back to young Orlando that started that process, could you remember one of your first few goals when you started to close your eyes?
I wanted to be able to travel when I got older.
Mm-hmm.
My major goal when I was a kid was to be able to travel wherever I want, whenever I want. That's been my life success goal, and it still is. And as soon as I had the funds, which is like at 18, and I had the knowledge and stuff to be able to go places and book myself and all of those things, I I did exactly that. And I did it because I envisioned it. And I envisioned it for so long that I was able to execute it.
Yeah, but you also notice the irony. Like your vision for yourself as a young child was to be able to go and be on the move. You ended up working for the MTA, which is on the move to some degree, right? Because you're never stationary. You're never stuck. You're always on a consistent move. Like, did you notice the link?
I didn't until you just said it. And metaphorically, yeah, my life is about being on the move.
Mm-hmm. Just like now.
Just like
And even your career requires you to consistently be on the move, like creating, conceptualizing, always having different things to do, right? Like you're always on the move.
mm-hmm.
Are you running from something? Or
That's
were
a
you
perspective.
running from something?
That's a perspective. Running from, running to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm running from anything anymore.
More.
Maybe when I was a kid, I wanted to get away from my household, get away from my living environment, get away from like just how life was at the time. But I don't see it as running. I'm accepting of my life. So I don't want to leave my life per se. I accept the way things are. So I'm not scared of anything to like try to leave it or try to run away from it. I just understand that there is more to life. And what's happened in my past doesn't define me or who I am, or I have to run away towards something that can save me from my past. My past is what it is happened, and I've accepted it as a part of me. And now I can move towards a life that is more curated by my happiness and what I and my wants. So I don't really
more stationary, more stable.
I don't know. Stationary is my thing, and stationary. It not being stationary doesn't mean like I'm running. It's just I just like this is the space that I enjoy. I enjoy the constant movement. I enjoy the constant progression of things and of myself. I enjoy my growth. So it's not that I'm leaving anything behind. It's that I've accepted what's happened, and now I can move. That acceptance of what's happening means that I'm not dragging what's ever happened to me along with me. It's happened. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I accept it as my story, and now I can move towards another page in this chapter that's positive and curated by me.
Do you enjoy movement as much as you enjoy stillness?
No, I enjoy movement more.
When was the last time you were still?
Even these fucking questions.
Even now, in the space of stillness, you're doing multiple things.
Yeah, so and that's the crazy thing, because I was gonna say when I started therapy, when I first started these sessions, I think that's the most I was still, because so much was happening at one time that I said, everything needs to stop. I just need a second. Everybody just needs, and it was not even just what was happening around me. It was also the people around me doing a lot. And I tell everybody needs to chill. Everybody just stop and give me a second, and I can bounce back. Now, that's just how my mental state was. But physically, I was still working and trying to get done. So I guess like half of my mental state was like I need to chill out and relax, and the other half was you still need to keep on going. You got shit to do. But as far as stillness, that's the most still I've been, with actually me saying out loud, I need to chill out, I need to stop, and I need to take a step back on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But complete 100% stillness, I don't know if that's like really my thing, or if I've done that in a while.
Well, since we're here, could we take a few minutes and try to be still and just see how your body responds to that?
As in physically still?
Yes. So it's currently.
Let me move around a little bit more before I stay still.
Yes.
Right.
So here's what we're going to do, right? We're going to sit in stillness and quietness for the next 2 minutes. Okay. And I just want to see how you respond to that. Okay.
Can I close my eyes? I gotta keep them open.
You can close your eyes, and we're starting in 3, 2, 1. And you can slowly come back to me. Stay on me. No, 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 no. Put that down. Stay on me. How was that?
I felt amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love being both myself.
What else?
That's it.
Did you notice your heart rate?
I noticed my heartbeat. Yeah.
It was slow.
It was comforting. It was soft.
It was soft. I like that. And what role does softness plays into your life along with stillness?
Um, Strength and comfort. Yeah, softness is strength and comfort at the same time.
Did you feel weird at all just sitting in silence, not moving as much?
No.
No. Ooh, what were you envisioning? When you close your eyes, where did your mind go?
I started envisioning myself, and it started off as like this soft woman's voice, just um telling me that I'm simply perfect and I'm simply great, and even in my basicness, I'm amazing.
Wow. Yeah. Do you feel like that's what you needed to hear at this moment?
Yes, because it's what I tell myself at every moment. So I need to hear it at all times because that's how I feel.
And you identified the voice as a woman's voice.
Hmm.
Were you able to put a face to the voice?
Um, not like a physical face. It's like if smoke was to pass by somebody's face or a visible person's face, it was kind of like that. It was kind of like a misty, foggy image of a face, but not necessarily a face.
And it made you feel safe and comfortable.
Hmm.
Would you say that you felt the safest and the most comfortable around women?
Not the safest and most comfortable, though. Not the safest. It's like 50-50 with whoever I'm around.
Okay. But who's the one person in your life that you feel the safest with, apart from
Myself.
anyone and yourself?
um, I think it's about equal for everybody else.
I was thinking of your bonus mom.
Um, Not safer than a lot of people. Like the keyword being safer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most accepted?
No.
Most loved?
Other than me and Mila, I can't say for sure. Mhm.
Now, how often do you recite these affirmations to yourself?
That I'm great
Mm-hmm.
daily.
Is it part of a routine or just it happens randomly or when it's needed?
It's just who I am. It's no longer a routine. It's not so. It's an embodiment. The mentality, that kind of mentality is not something you practice. You just are. As far as that's the way I think about it.
You become.
It's an embodiment of greatness of oneself. So I don't have to wake up and remind myself, oh, tell yourself you're great. Go through your whole routine and then of greatness of yourself. I wake up within greatness. I wake up within being amazing, and therefore I am.
When did you start that process?
Um, when I realize I'm better than everybody else.
What's interesting about you is that you really embody that.
Yeah.
Like you're really embody being a baddie.
Yeah.
Your identity. Would
Yeah.
you say that it was created and then accepted and then embodied?
It was it was it was who I am and then recognized. I didn't necessarily recognize it at first, even though I may have felt it. And when I say that I'm better than everybody else, it doesn't mean that I could jump higher than the person that could jump highest. I could run faster. It means that I am trying to be better, a better person every day.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I try to be better than the next person, I'm better than everybody else. But it's it's not it's not that I actually am. It's the thought process of being better than everybody else. And I feel like everybody should feel like they're better than the next person. But I feel like they should also work towards being better than the next person. And doing both of those things make me better.
I also think that just based on your traumatic experiences, you've kind of disassociate. I can never pronounce that word right. Disassociate yourself with your previous identity, because to some degree, would you say that at first you were a victim of your parents and of your environment? And now you no longer see yourself as a victim. You've kind of crafted and embodied this new improved identity where you cannot be victimized.
Okay, yeah.
Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
When did that process start? What parts of yourself did you have to shed in order to get to here?
None per se. I didn't necessarily shed anything. I accepted who I am. I didn't throw away who I used to be. I threw away weakness.
Weakness.
Yeah, and what I view as weakness.
Which is?
Lack of growth.
Okay.
Lack of betterment, lack of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And working and striving through being not only a better self, but being yourself, period. So are you doing the things that you feel are best for you or that you want to do despite what everybody else thinks? You can't do that. It's kind of weak. I've let go of those things. I've accepted that that's who I was. I was a child, I was a victim, I wasn't as strong. And now, because I was there, I know what lack of strength feels like. And now I know what lack of weakness feels like. So I accepted all of these things, and accepting these things as what used to be a part of me, instead of running from it or shedding it away. I don't want to forget who I was, even though I actually have. I don't want to necessarily forget who I was. I still want to accept who I was, because that is the foundation of who I am now. And to have this amount of strength that I have now means that I've had the lack of it before, and I understand the severity or the large amount of how it feels when there's a lack of strength. And that is what drives me to have the strength and the viewpoint of myself that I am as strong or as perfect or as great as I am, or I am as myself as I am. So an embodiment of this greatness, because I accept who I was before, and now I can, with this deep connection of self and this deep connection of understanding where I used to be, I can have a deeper connection of where I am now and how strong I am now. So I don't have to do a recital for how perfect I am or how strong I am or how great I am. I could just be that.
And that's what I'm trying to identify. Well, first thing first, like, you are aware that you're speaking of a process that takes a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
That you managed. You're in your 30s, right?
31.
Okay, that you've managed.
Oh, by the time everybody hears this, I'll be 32.
Yeah, that you've managed to do in approximately 2 decades. Such a lifelong journey, self and identification of self and understanding and learning of self. You've managed to do that in a fast rate, but without also being part of an environment that tends to be conducive to that work. You sound as if you went away for like 5-6 years and was sitting under a tree and just thinking and just assessing yourself and just looking at the world and having these deep understandings and deep convos, philosophically speaking. But you managed to do this while in New York City, while having a full-time job, while experiencing a number of depressive emotions. So when did that work? What did that work look like? What did you do?
One, I told you I'm better than everybody. I can do things. And it doesn't, and actually doesn't mean that I haven't done that. I just closed my eyes and did it. I put myself in a space where I felt like I was away. I felt like I was with myself. And I didn't have to do anything crazy, but just sit with myself. And if all this knowledge and all of these experience and things that I'm feeling right now that people don't even feel within a lifetime, if I can just do that by closing my eyes, it just means that it was naturally just meant for me to be this way. It just means that it was naturally meant for me to have this knowledge or just this perspective.
Or that, or the practice of the stillness needed for you to even do that work, right?
Yeah.
What 20-year-old do we know that's sitting down and really spending time with themselves, is going into their own memories, their own future, and just visualizing and working through that frame of work?
Exactly. 16 years old, actually. But yeah. And so that, and yeah, so it doesn't matter if my environment was in New York, I was born in Jamaica, I came to LA, I worked for the MTA. It doesn't matter any of these things, because it was just meant for me to have this perspective. And all I had to do was just sit with myself. And I told myself, wherever the voice came from, this soft voice woman, or my own voice, or the council, no matter wherever it came from, I was supposed to hear and have this kind of perspective and this kind of knowledge. And it just is. I don't have a reason for it. I don't have an explanation. I one day was going through traumatic things, didn't like Christianity, decided to look out for Buddhism, sat with myself, heard voices of myself, decided to accept the thoughts as they are. And every single day I've accepted my thoughts as I am and thought about things, made connections throughout my life since I first found meditation at 16. And now at 31, I could see the future.
I want to study your brain. I want an MRI of your brain. I want to look at your frontal lobes. And I need to see if any trauma stirred within your brain. I feel like society needs to study your brain.
Oh, me?
Yes. Because you are an anomaly.
Yeah, I've been told.
And so there's this DBT skill that I really love. It's called radical acceptance, in which you accept reality for what it is. So far, that's all you've mentioned. You've accepted your reality. You didn't create this fantasy around it, but you've accepted your your parents, for who they are. You've accepted your experiences, and you speak openly about your experiences on all platforms.
Yeah. I saw, you're welcome for that, by the way. I saw I saw a comment one day for the show, and somebody had said that, thank you for doing this. It's openly talking and putting it out. It said, thank you for doing this, but also only you can do this. And I was like, you're right. Because it's not only just about having this perspective, but also being the one that's willing to deeply, honestly share this perspective, and also share what I've been going through, because I feel like I'm strong enough. There goes strength again. I'm strong enough to do this. I'm strong enough to tell my deepest, darkest business and have the public to hear it, so that it can help somebody else. So yeah, I do view myself as this great anomaly that's unique and have this knowledge that came from wherever the fuck it came from. And I also see it as a way to help other people. So I accept that I am this way. I accept that I'm a person that can help somebody. So it can be seen as, oh, this nigga just thinks highly of himself. Then Anoka is also going to be seen as, thinks highly of himself and is strong enough to share his stories with the prime and only objective of helping other people.
Amen to that. Good job, man. I'm proud of you.
I try my best to be my best.
But
I also believe
a t-shirt. I
Yeah,
try
I
my
get
best
past
to be my best.
it. I think that anybody can do this. That's the other part of this. So if I think that I can be this great, I think that everybody can achieve this level of greatness. But I just don't know if everybody's willing to be this committed to themselves.
Yeah.
With also having good intentions.
Amen to that. Okay. So we're about to wrap things up. You are
Already? I feel like I just got here.
My time is money, sir. We, we are going on. You are going on vacation to Costa Rica. Do you plan on taking your laptop with you and work with you?
Yeah, but that's because I enjoy it.
Okay.
I enjoy work. It's just that I want to have a certain amount of work done. But yeah, I'll take it with me.
Can I have you also take a notebook so you could just journal? Like whenever a thought comes, you just write it down and just write.
Okay.
We have a deal.
Yeah. This isn't weird that I think and I think I'm better than everybody doing.
No, that's just. Well, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say yes, but we will find out.
Yeah. And oh, I forgot. Damn, I forgot the name of it. But I was talking to somebody that's like in the spiritual space, and I was just speaking to them about stuff like this, and I was like, I don't even know where it came from because I was born in Jamaica. I grew up in New York. Like, why would I be thinking about these things? And there was a word for it that she used, and it's basically just like having the knowledge naturally.
I'll do some research on that.
Yeah, I gotta find when I find the word, I'll send it to you.
Maybe
we can expand on this one day.
All right. Well, early happy birthday. Have fun on your trip. Be safe. Enjoy yourself. And again, just have fun. You've earned it and you deserve it.
Deserve it. Yeah, I do.
My man. Later, bro.
Yeah.